Hello everyone, Keir Smith here, back with another video, and for today's video I wanted to tell you about 10 new prog rock songs that I've found by 10 new prog rock bands that until recently were unknown to me. Yes folks, I'm heading deeper into the wild and wonderful forest of progressive rock, searching for new music. I spent a lot of hours last year listening to the big six of prog: Pink Floyd, Yes, Genesis, King Crimson, Jethro Tull and Emerson, Lake and Palmer, as well as Camel, Rush, Marillion, the Alan Parsons Project, but my thirst hasn't fully been quenched. So with the hope of finding something new and interesting to listen to, I ran a search on Spotify on my phone, and I simply put in the search engine prog rock, and it brought up a playlist called Prog Rock Monsters, and it brought up a picture of Rush, and it had this playlist, so I pressed play, and pretty much all of the 10 songs that I'm going to tell you about now were from this playlist. And one of the first things that I heard that made my ears prick up was a song by the Pineapple Thief called In Exile. And this was a slow, brooding number with interesting rhythm and percussion and a haunting quality to the vocals, right up my street straight away. And I remember the lyric, "Don't be afraid to miss me," which I really liked. There's dark undertones here and I liked it, it was good. And earlier this week, for the first time, I bought Prog magazine, and interestingly there's a write-up for a live show that the Pineapple Thief did recently, and there's the write-up, and it says, "As they stand to take their bow, the Pineapple Thief do so as a band, absolutely at the top of their game," so further listening required for sure. Another song I heard that I really liked was a song called Time to Turn by a band called Eloy. I think I've since read that they're German, I'm not sure, don't quote me on that, but certainly the lead singer had a distinctive accent. But I remember liking the guitar sound immediately and the striking synth parts, and there was a really fierce slide guitar solo that I liked, and female backing singers singing the song out. Again, this was really good. Another really good one that I heard, and this was particularly good, very prog, Lady of the Lake by Starcastle. Now, I've since heard these mentioned on Scott Lade's channel in the Prog Corner. He's obviously a fan. But when I first heard this song, I thought, is that Yes? It sounds like Yes. No, it's not John Anderson singing. But then I thought, is it Yes with another guest vocalist? But it has soaring vocals, prominent keyboards, and in this particular song, there's a guitar solo after the 2-minute mark, which sounds very Steve Howe-like. But aside from the Yes comparisons, this is up-tempo, catchy, a lot of good stuff crammed into the 10 plus minutes running time. I also heard Melange by Greenslade with its splodgy, war-infused guitars and interesting percussive frills and stylish drum fills. I really like the vocal harmonies here, and the bass playing was inventive. I like it. I also heard a song called Beggar's Opera by MacArthur Park. Now, this was bombastic and reminded me of Emerson, Lake and Palmer with these heavy drum sounds and prominent keyboards on the intro. And then it shifts tempo to a much quicker rhythm. It was full on 70s prog to my ears, full of that creative spirit. But I love that ambition, and it made me smile. The next song was definitely a highlight for me. This was Remember the Future by Nectar, a side-long epic, some 16 minutes plus, a song that goes through 4 movements. Images of the past, Wheel of Time, Remember the Future and Confusion. And it starts off as quite a slick, funky thing, which I really liked, and then from then on there's lovely arpeggio guitar lines, really good vocals, nice harmonies. But it's the second part of the song that I particularly enjoyed. From around about 9 minutes on, the song morphs into a really cool jam where the keyboards become more prominent, and there's a searing guitar solo too, which is always good for me. I think this is a wonderful composition, really creative, and it really held my attention, certainly for the 16 minutes plus. With some progressive rock epics, they tend to meander a little, but this was pretty much all action and very listenable. Great instrumentation throughout, and I really like the production too, very clean. You could hear each individual part perfectly, and I'm looking forward to hearing the album, although recent searches on eBay tell me that the album must be out of print, because even on CD it was going for around about £30, similarly priced on vinyl too. But as I say, this was a standout. Nectar, Remember the Future, this and whatever else they have to offer. I'll be seeking it out very soon. The interestingly titled Phasers on Stun by a group called FM, who I've since read are Canadian, As soon as this started with that bright keyboard passage, I knew it was going to be good. And it didn't disappoint. I immediately liked those choppy drum patterns, and as soon as the guy started singing, I thought, I really like his voice. There's an urgency about this song. I really like the harmonies and all of the wiggly keyboard passages. And it was undeniably catchy. It was definitely progressive rock, but progressive pop rock. Either way, a fantastic song. Faces on Stun by FM. Another song I heard that I liked was a song called Blindness by Captain Marryat. And this was a bit heavier, especially the drums, which were fantastic. And it had a very prominent church organ, which I liked. And it built slowly to a tempo change that led to a superb smoking guitar solo and a keyboard solo that followed that towards the end of the song. Good stuff. Another really good one I heard was a song by Barclay James Harvest called Poor Man's Moody Blues. Now, they were probably aware that this song would draw comparisons to the Moody Blues' great Nights in White Satin because it has that grandiose feel to it. And this is a really nice production. Soft acoustic guitars with lovely orchestration that rises in the mix and longing vocals that went well with the lyrics that speak of wanting or missing someone. And when that guitar solo comes in mid-song with those choral-like backing vocals, oh, a heavenly sound. And on a recent trip to Rob's Records, a second-hand music store in Nottingham city centre, I found this October on for £5, so I picked it up. I've listened to it once, I enjoyed it, but obviously I need to listen to it some more. This next song, wow, a song called Night Wind by Asia Minor. I've since read that it's a French guy and a Turkish guy, but wow, what a sound, what a creative masterpiece. It opens with some funky keyboards and some very urgent and very stylish drumming. The drums are fantastic, shuffling around with pace and precision. A jazzy trumpet enters the mix, that's a really nice touch. And then after around the 2-minute mark of excellent music, the vocal comes in and almost threatens to spoil the fun, but it doesn't, it's fantastic. And then the song settles down. In fact, it goes all rather quiet with a lovely flute passage and a mournful vocal over the top, which I really liked. There's some lovely guitar lines on the outro and it's very melodic throughout. Really inventive, really creative, and one of the best things I've heard in a long time. Night Wind by Asia Minor. You must check it out. So there you go, 10 new prog songs. Well, they're old really, but new to me. Faces on Stun by FM, Remember the Future by Nectar, and the wonderful Night Wind by Asia Minor, the pick of the bunch. So, over to you. Do you know these songs? Do you like these songs? Which of these bands should I be investing heavily in next? Please let me know in the comments section below. And as always, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Until next time, peace and love. Bye for now.